Picture the most powerful villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thanos. He's got the Infinity Gauntlet. He snaps his fingers, and half of all life just blinks out of existence. He's inevitable. He's a titan. Now, imagine a split screen. On the left, there's Thanos, confident, trash-talking a guy in a pristine white cloak. On the right, in the blink of an eye, that same man plunges his hand straight into Thanos' chest, wraps his fingers around his spine, and rips his entire skeleton out of his body like he's deboning a fish. There's no fight scene. There's no struggle, just an instant, brutal execution. That man in the white cloak is God Emperor Doom, and this single moment proved that in the hierarchy of Marvel Comics, there are kings, there are gods, and then there is Victor Von Doom. To understand how Doom reached this insane level of power, we have to talk about the collapse. During Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, the multiverse wasn't just in danger, it was gone. Imagine a holographic map of the multiverse, where every single Earth is colliding and exploding into nothingness. The Avengers failed. The X-Men failed. The Beyonders, these Lovecraftian gods from outside all of reality, decided it was time to just delete everything. And while all the heroes were busy punching each other, Dr. Doom did what he always does. He found a backdoor. Picture Doom standing in a white void, confronting these glowing, abstract alien gods. He didn't beat them with strength. He beat them with science. He built a bomb made of living people called Molecule Men and detonated it, stealing their omnipotence for himself. This is the hidden context most people miss. Doom didn't just find a power-up. He killed the writers of reality and took their pen. So what do you do when the universe is dead? You build a new one. Let's talk about Battleworld. Doom took the broken shards of different realities, a piece of the zombie universe, a piece of the Old Man Logan wasteland, a chunk of a technological utopia, and he stitched them all together into a single, patchwork planet. Think of it like a quilt made of different comic book genres. In this world, Doom isn't a villain. He's the creator. He is worshipped as a god, and the horror of it all is in the details. The sun that orbits this planet, that's the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, tortured and forced to burn for eternity just to provide light. That giant wall keeping the zombies and other monsters out, that's been Grimm, the Thing, turned into a living barrier. This is the ultimate ego trip. Doom saved his friends, but only by twisting them into tools for his kingdom. He saved what was left of reality, but only so he could force it to bow before him. Now, let's talk about his feats, because they are terrifying. We already mentioned the Thanos kill, but let's look closer at why that even happened. Thanos, holding the Infinity Gauntlet, thought he had a chance. He powered it up, ready to rewrite reality. But here's the catch. The Infinity Gems only work in their home universe. And since every universe was dead, the gems were just shiny, useless rocks. Doom looked at the mad titan, a being who has murdered gods, and dismissed him like he was a beggar on the street. Picture the close-up on Doom's face behind his metal mask. There's no anger, no effort, just pure disappointment. He says, "That appears to be untrue," and then trip. It is the single most disrespectful moment in comic book history. It established that Doom wasn't fighting on a physical level anymore. He was rewriting the code of the scene while Thanos was still trying to throw a punch. But every god has a secret weakness. For Doom, it wasn't some magical stone. It was a guy named Molecule Man. Imagine a skinny, weird man in pajamas sitting in a blank room, just eating a hamburger. This is Owen Reese, the living battery for Doom's godlike power. See, Doom didn't actually hold the power himself. He funneled all of it through Owen. This is the detail that changes everything. Doom was the face of God, but Molecule Man was the engine. And who was the only person Molecule Man actually liked and trusted? Reed Richards. This creates a psychological thriller. Doom has infinite power, yet he is absolutely terrified of Reed Richards. Even as God, he's haunted by him. Imagine Doom looking into a mirror, but instead of his own reflection, he sees Reed's face laughing back at him. Even when he's literally God, he still feels like a second-rate copy of Mr. Fantastic. This all leads to the final confrontation. And it wasn't a fistfight. It was a philosophical debate. Reed Richards, who survived the universal collapse, finally confronts Doom. He doesn't say, "I'm going to beat you." He says something far more devastating. "I could have done it better." And the most shocking moment in the entire story isn't an explosion. It's Doom's quiet admission. He falls to his knees, his mask finally coming off to reveal his scarred face. And he just whispers, "I know." That single line completely breaks him. It proves that Doom's greatest enemy was never the Fantastic Four. It was his own crippling insecurity. He saved the universe, but he made it a monument to his own vanity. Reed would have made it a monument to hope. So, when we talk about God Emperor Doom, we're not just talking about power levels. We're talking about the tragedy of a man who gained the entire world but lost his soul in the process. He's one of the strongest beings in fiction, not because he can blow up planets, but because he held reality together with sheer willpower for 8 long years. And in the end, he gave it all up because he finally realized he wasn't worthy of it. What do you guys think? Is God Emperor Doom the best version of the character? Or do you prefer the classic villain? And do you think the MCU can actually pull this off in their Secret Wars movie? Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to know how the maker the evil Reed Richards is currently trying to recreate this level of power in the new Ultimate Universe, make sure you click the video popping up on your screen right now. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.